custom to serve fiends. Goal in the front for the first team, pure steam. Got him on the run in his worst dream. There is no luck fucking with the 13th. It's all facts, I'ma keep it raw. He a fraud. Back out so much, homie shouldn't be involved with no shows like we ain't never seen before. Way more than they crucified Elo for. This is what I'm speaking on if the crowd lost. Clown got 7 backouts, I'ma sound off. Even found all the flyers, how odd. There's a pattern to your luck if you count cards. How the boss even found shit acceptable. We was never even given heads up to let us know. Several excuses, never one that's credible. Never held accountable or was found up a schedule. Check it though, look, I bet that no one will believe ya. First, playing save a hoe and wouldn't leave her. Next, claim that he was prone to have a seizure. Phone clip, I sent something golden to retrieve ya. Diva want a no-show, this is what you get from Mason. He was on a rescue mission, I got speculation. Fucked his back up and was on medication. Prone to seizures but showed up to get her shaken. Tell his kids that I'm making more than they daddy make. When I'm rapping, got him reacting, making the nasty face. I let my hands in his face playing patty cake. Parade over luck like it's St. Patty's Day. Think I'm playing but slaying, it was an easy one. This got called in as a favor, they don't believe in son. I got asked by both leagues to be with them. The funny thing, they ain't want him up on either one. Look, you need to run, I'ma make it tense. Any opportunity you've had already came and went. The stage was set at K-Shark but played the bench. Battled big names, couldn't pay the main event. Make amends, there's no reason to fight. They say he intricate, I don't believe in the hype. Cause you don't understand him, it don't mean that he's bright. It mean you don't understand all the bullshit that he write. Like he in a bind like a stomach disease. A hundo P, turn it up 100 degrees. Be shy like it's something to see. Literally won once, jumped and think he fucking with me, please. I really think you made a rookie mistake. Don't want no beef unless he cooking a steak. Cause I'm showing up to where he work. He'll get put in his place, I'm pushing the pace. Saying fuck hundo, I'm looking for naked. Butcher this plate, is it really something that the chef could cater? I ain't hating your profession, go and get your paper. Gonna be hard to cook when hooked to a respirator. Get Nate dog walked, I will regulate you. Better settle to remain employed. If you gon' raise your voice, make some noise. Whoever else he came who could face the void. Hit him with the Ric Flair if nature boy. Look, throwing caution to the wind. Signed up for the tournament, really thought that he could win. No show, then forfeited again. Luck always seemed to have a series of unfortunate events. Betting shoulder for the Cortez shit, that was his biggest chance to represent on beat. The shit was in his hands. Instead he made us look bad in front of potential fans. His intricate ass should've kept a simple plan. Look, I give a damn, I'm a bully y'all, while I light him up like it's Las Vegas Boulevard. Luck got a chip on his shoulder, I will pull his card. The plug-in for Hundo, we getting fully charged. Ditching bullets for the bomb like it's Vietnam. We ain't never seen him with no female that he keep up on. Except that one white bitch that wouldn't leave his arm. But she was looking old enough that she could be my mom, bro. Moving calm, but it's deadly. Every line's catered, just starting to test me. Scrubs gon' get messy, check me. White people showers, now I'm applying bars directly. Look, on the run for the first aid. Dickie Fly got him stuck in the birdcage. Cause he dressed like a punk in the first grade. They say gold in the front for the first place. It only look like a race cause it's us they follow. Pressing luck every day, now I struck the lotto. My motto, fuck Hondo. I'll get the 7 digits from his mother for $1 tomorrow.
Yo, we back. You already know what time it is. Today, we doing something special. You know what I'm saying? We taking the back seat for the bar breakdown for this very important one-on-one with Bundles. For those that have been watching, there's been a lot of things going on in the on-beat media spaces and things like that. A lot of rhetoric, a lot of back and forth talk. But we got somebody here that don't do a lot of interviews. This is a special one because he don't do a lot of interviews, y'all. So I need y'all to really pay attention and listen to everything he got to say. My brother, Mason the 13th, man. Hold on, let's unmute Mason real quick. Mason, what's good, my guy?
What is golden? What is going on?
Ain't much, man. Yo, this is an honor, bro. I know you don't do a lot of interviews, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is a special one right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't, you know me, bro. I've been doing this long enough. I don't really like, I like doing promo. I like leading up to battles and everything. And I'll talk my shit when I need to. But Yeah, I don't usually do this because I would like to rap, bro. I would like to rap, and that's just not happening. So if that's the case, then we gonna be and it seems to be like there's false narratives kind of being spread and all that. So if we're not gonna rap, yeah, we gonna talk about it, bro. We definitely gonna talk about it.
All right, so we're gonna get into all that, but I want to give people a little insight on Mason the
Mm-hmm.
13th. Excuse me, because you know you Mason the 13th now.
Copy
Um,
that. Respect the 13th. That's the slogan that we running with.
heard you. So you started out. You first came on the scene with Cypher City.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout
I've
out Cypher
always
City.
said, and I know like you know sometimes it be politically correct, but I just call it what it is. I always say you was one of my favorite white boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You came on the scene, no fear,
Mm-hmm.
talk your shit, can rap your ass off. Let's make that very clear. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? How did you get started with Cypher City?
Oh man, I think we spoke about this last time I was doing the show with you. But I got started with Cypher City. They was doing events at the spot, the Zone 6 spot that was over in I think it was the Bronx, the
Mm-hmm.
studio and shit. That's where Cypher City. They had the tournament that they did, and they had a couple different battles there and stuff. I was doing showcases with the people that owned that studio before they owned the studio. They were doing like a show, like a monthly showcase, pretty much, and they were successful with it, and they saved up enough so that they were able to have a studio. And that was so I kind of knew the owners of the studio from that. And then there was an artist that I had met through their showcase who was Chino on the beat,
Okay.
and I had
Shout
met
out to
him. I
Chino
had
on the
seen
beat.
he was doing it. I was just at a weird place with making music where I wasn't into music anymore. I was into writing raps and freestyles and shit like that, but I wasn't trying to make songs and hooks and promote it like that. So battling was something I was a what's the word? Like I wasn't a huge fan of battle rapping, but more than your average person, you know. It was
Mm-hmm.
always something I wanted to try my hand at because I'm a competitive person by nature. So it just made sense. I hit up Chino on the beat. He put the word in. I came out to an event, and I got hooked up with I got hooked up with the league, and that's how I got on that.
Okay, okay. Now you've been on multiple leagues. You've been on Cypher. You've been on Verbal Warzone. You've done your
Mm-hmm.
things on other platforms that we're gonna talk about in a minute because I know that's
Yes, sir.
people people that's watching understand what's about to
They
happen.
know
But
what
I
it
want to
is, of
give
course.
people a sense of knowing who Mason the 13th is. Mason the 13th is a killer. Let's just call it what
Mm.
it is. You know what I'm saying? He's no slouch. I know as far as hip hop is concerned, you know they might try to downplayed the white dude that's rapping, but he can.
Mm-hmm.
Mason the 13th can really rap, and I think that a lot of people are understanding that and appreciating that, and also preparing for that because at the end of the day, when you do get on that stage, you maintain the crowd. You expect excellence from yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate that, and also the delivery and the cadence that you have. When did you start really focusing on the battle aspect of it? Because you said you did music, you've been writing the
Mm-hmm.
whole time. What said you know what? I'm really gonna focus on this realm of the hip hop circuit.
Man, I love this shit. I love writing. I think that's I always say like I'm a writer at heart, bro. Like if I was born in a different century, like where there was no rap, like I'd be writing like 100%. Like I know that that's like what I kind of am and everything. So even when I was making music for a while, bro, and it's just like politics, and it's like, yo, what's the catch? I gotta make a catchy song. You gotta go up on stage and kind of it's different than battle rapping, you know. So it was like I was a fan of battle rapping. I love the competitiveness of it and everything. I love writing, so it made sense. And it wasn't until the opportunity was there, and I had a battle booked, and it was like all of a sudden everything became real and it was different, bro. I done went to showcases, open mics, I done freestyled, I done wrote stuff on the spot and rapped it, and it was like all of a sudden everything became different. You was talking cadence and delivery and all that, and it was like when I started battle rapping, I knew everything had to be different, bro. Everything had to be clear. Everything had to be understood. I don't like to say I dubbed my style down, but I just made my style where it was digestible off of one listen. I always wanted to just be heard in the room and everyone understood what I was saying. I used to be more intricate, flow patterns were complicated, and it works in the studio. But when you rapping live, I felt like it wasn't digestible. So that's a big focus of mine when I make my shit.
Okay, okay, that's a fact. Now you have made the transition into being a member of one of the most long and lasting crews in battle rap, Golden Squad.
For sure.
How did that come about?
I think hard work recognizes hard work, real recognizes real, all that, Man, I met Pep. Pep was really it. I met him. I can't say I met him on any one league, to be honest. I'd say I met Pep over the course of, I'd say, three different leagues, of participating on three different leagues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny, people think that me and Pep just clicked or something like that when we first met, and that was far from the story. I'm down to shed a little bit of light on that and my experience with coming up and everything. But yeah, I met Pep. First time I seen Pep was at a Cypher City event. Actually, it was Cypher City. I'm pretty sure you was in the building. He battled Finale for the first time. I battled Alpha Rowe. That
I
was
remember that.
I don't know
Yeah, I
if he
was
was
there
in
for
the
that.
building for that one, but that was the first time I seen Pep. Man, we moved forward. I seen him at a few K Shark events. I seen him at some Bar Wars. Shout out to Philly Hayes and X Don. They had their own acapella league. I think they still have their own acapella league, but I ran into him there and everything. A big moment when I kind of got down. I don't want to say I became Golden Squad, but man, you was there too. You remember the Cypher City tournament?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was in the Cypher City tournament. Pep was in the Cypher City tournament, and at the time, we hadn't spoken much. We might have said one or two words to each other in passing at an event or whatnot, like "oh, I like your shit," but like we never really spoke or anything. So when we was at the Cypher City tournament, man, it's funny because Pep started like kind of talking to me before the event. We was sparring a little bit, and man, it's so funny because looking back, I thought he was trying to distract me. I was just like, dude, what is this dude doing? Kind of like, get away from me. Why you want to hear my round? Why you telling me how dangerous I am and everything? And like looking back, I knew now that he was being like sincere with everything he was saying to me. But like I said, I thought he was trying to distract me or something. I didn't know him from a hole in the wall, so I was kind of like, bro, go away, like. But
Right. Right. Right.
over time, like I would talk to Pep. I was fucking with Pep, and I started to just realize that out of everyone that I had ever worked with in any like realm of music or rapping, I felt like he was one of the only people that didn't really want anything besides for me to just kind of be great. Usually you meet another artist or a league owner or a promoter or something, and there's a mutual transaction. You know what I mean? Like we've done business bundles. Like I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna like I can rap. You have a platform. There's a mutual transaction. That's what you know what I mean. And Pep, I was like, "What are you trying to build a league? You trying to recruit me for your league, a team, or something?" He goes, "Nah." He's like, "I'm just trying to help you." And it took me a while to understand that. And through the course of a lot of different things, after a while, that was ultimately like me recognizing that. And Pep, that's what I liked with this with Golden Squad. That's why I fucked with Golden Squad. Was they were sincere people, and there was nothing. They just wanted me to be great. They didn't want anything in return, and I fuck with that.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. All right. So we gonna get down to some things or whatever.
Hmm.
You was part of the K Shark TV platform at one point in time,
For
correct?
a little bit, I was definitely a shark for a little bit.
Okay. Let's talk about your time over there before we get into the fallout. Like, what was your experiences over there at K Shark TV?
So man, I met Kaiser. Hi Kaiser, I know you watching, bro. I know he tapped in. He's a little scared right now, but it's all right. So look, I met Kaiser
Took your
at
shit.
we did an event. It was K Shark TV versus Cypher City, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a 5-on-5, five matchups. There was a lot of artists that are still relevant now that were at that event. Shout out to Finale. Shout out to Jeopardy. Shout out to Fatal. I'm definitely missing someone off the top of my head, but it was a dope event. I battled for Cypher City at the event. I battled an artist. I'm not gonna mention any names right now, but I met Kaiser through that, and we after that event, I don't know, a month went by, or whatever, and he hit me up to battle on his platform. No Cypher City involved or whatever, and I was so excited, man, just to have another opportunity. I was just like, oh shit, other people are kind of catching on. It's not just this one league. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, which I was grateful for. Event went well. Moving forward, I saw a lot of support from K Shark was supporting Cypher City. Cypher City was supporting K Shark. A lot of artists were crossing over at the time and everything and working together. I never looked at it as like I'm over here, I'm over there at the time. You know what I mean? So it was all love. I wanted to work more. I wanted to do more battles. I wanted to not just, at the time Cypher City was throwing an event every like other month or something like that, every 3 months. And I was just looking to stay active. I wanted to battle every month, twice a month, whatever.
Right.
And
Right. You
so
wanted
my
to keep
relationship
keep
with
your steel sharpened. I get it.
Exactly. So my relationship with Kaiser was great because he was looking to throw more events and throw more often. And I don't think that me messing with this platform and that like it never took away from what I was doing elsewhere. Like I didn't overbook myself. I was able to juggle everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So everything was gravy for a while, and I developed a good relationship with Kaiser. The funny thing is this, man. At the time, you see me at events and everything. Like you said, I don't do a lot of interviews. I don't do a lot of talking. I feel like, but don't mean that I'm not observant and don't have things to say. You know, when I first used to come to battle rap events, bro. And this is how I am in real life. I'm not looking to make friends anywhere, bro. Like I'm not. I'm a grown man. Like I'm not looking. I'm not trying to be cool with everybody. I'm looking to get down to business. You know. So when I would
Absolutely.
go to events, bro, people ain't really talking to me. I had no problem with it, bro. I don't know if people thought I was weird because, like, or if I was, or, you know, I remember someone told me that, like, yo, I thought you was like prejudiced or racist or something because you wasn't like fucking with anyone at the events. And I was like, bro, you'll catch me in the same position at the white party, at the black party. It doesn't make a difference. That's just how I am, you know.
Now you know
So,
when I first met you and I heard you rap, I came to you and told you you was nice. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
I ain't
facts,
give a fuck
facts.
about none of that other shit. Like I,
Go ahead,
anybody
go
that
ahead.
feel that way, it's like, yo, you could talk to that person too. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yes, yeah,
person don't
yeah, yeah.
necessarily got to come talk to you. You could talk to that person and let them know how you feel and give them they flowers and shit like that. But yeah,
So
continue,
to
man.
so to my point, like I'm an introverted person, so I wasn't mad at anybody. I wasn't like, no one want to be my friend, nothing. But in that, yo, Kaiser, really, I swear to God, bundles, Kaiser was the first person in battle rap that I felt like was the homie. Like I felt like, and now, yo, no disrespect to Cypher City, my relationship that I have with Mask now is different than the relationship I had when I first started over at Cypher City. When I first started at Cypher City, they used to call me the contract killer, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
really liked that name when they first said it, right? When they first started calling me that, because that's all it was. They hit me up. They'd be like, "Are you available this date? This is the name. Here's the beat. That's it." That was all. You know what I mean? So contract killer. I fucked with that. As it went on, as time went on, though, I felt like I wasn't involved in the process. I wasn't learning the business side of things. You know what I mean? So again, like I said, my relationship now with that league was different than it was in the beginning. So I met Kaiser now, who I felt like was involving me and stuff. You know what I mean? I was involved in the process. I would talk to him after the event. He hit me up and we would just bullshit. And he'd ask me about the fam, and then we get into the battle shit, and it was all love. And I really I appreciated him for that.
Right.
And you know, like I said, that was the first relationship I built in this. That was just on some homie shit. That's the best way I could put it, really.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So when did things start to shift? Because right now
mhm,
it's been a lot of stuff going on the internet, a lot of things going on Instagram, the back and forth talking, Pep and Kaiser going at it. Kaiser's been mentioning certain things and things like that. And then he also mentioned you. He mentioned
mhm,
you, he mentioned Vigilante, he mentioned
mhm,
a bunch of different people that he felt was over there with him and now they're not. But
mhm,
y'all also got y'all gripes and y'all feelings for why things went left. So
mhm.
what was the shift when things went left? Let's just call it what it is.
Well, dude, so I'll be real with you, right? So I mentioned getting to know Pep and getting down with Golden Squad and all that, and when things started kicking off and everything. So it was like, Pep was over there at K Shark heavy, you know what I mean? And I was messing with Cypher City, and it was like I was over there, and it was like I don't want to say I was playing both sides of the fence, but it was like for a while, but like there were a lot of people over at K Shark being like, "Yo, if you gonna be repping Cypher City like that, you can't be in the group chat and working on whatever we working on over here." You know what I mean?
Oh,
So I understood, and I always understood that. I said that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? I wasn't mad at it, but
but was it like, all right? So for me, it's like this, right? Like I got I got so crooked.
mhm,
I can't see myself telling my crew not to be in like a verbal war zone chat, not to be in a Cypher City chat. Because
mhm,
at the end of the day, like you said earlier, like this, yes, it's relationships, yes, it's crews and things like that, but it's also a business too. Because if you was over there doing your 1-2 at Cypher, and now you're doing your 1-2 at K Shark, and you're on both platforms simultaneously, I don't see why it would have to be a ultimatum on what side or what you claim when it comes to like that. To me, it's like I didn't think that was really needed. Was that Kaiser or was that members of the group?
I'll say this. I'll say this, bro. Kaiser never ever put me in. Man, I don't want to give him any light, but he never put me in a position like that. And actually, always told me, "Yo, never turn your back on Cypher City." And he did say that. I'll give him that. He did. He made sure. But there was other people that aren't even relevant in battle rap anymore. Honestly,
Okay.
that were everyone felt the type of way about it at the time. So I was in this weird position for a little bit. But ultimately, first of all, there was never a bad relationship with Cypher City. I never felt like I left Cypher City or anything like that. I just was hesitant to be like I'm a shark for a while. That
Okay.
was my thing, because I just felt like I'm not really over. It was just a weird thing, and I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. But like whatever, to be honest, moving past that. My bad. Where were we? You wanted to know when the rift, I guess, started.
Yeah, you was on. I didn't mean to cut you off. That was just an eyebrow raiser for me. It's like, you got to pick a side. Like, my fault. Go ahead.
A lot of artists that were, like I said, some of them aren't even in battle rap anymore. Everyone felt the type of way at the time or whatever. So, man, when we was at K Shark, you see they got a belt now, right? They got a championship belt. You seen that?
Yeah.
They had the tournament that Mike Burner ended up winning that tournament for the belt. That tournament was supposed to happen 3 different times. There were 3 different times that they set up the bracket, that they set up the matchups, they set up dates, beats, and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time, bro, again, I was very happy and excited to be part of K Shark TV at the time, because I was very involved. I felt involved. My ideas were being heard. I had what I thought were good ideas. We were sharing. We wanted to build a platform of like 10 artists that could compete with any league. Again, I don't even know what we were talking about at the time. Was, how we gonna compete with Verbal? That was what we were talking about. And it wasn't like we got a problem with Verbal. It was like, no, we're gonna be taking this a serious league. Let's get 10 artists together and try to put up like how they did the Cypher City versus Verbal event. Like that was like the idea. Let's show like we a serious team of guys right here.
Right.
So we're all involved. We put a tournament together, and whatever happened, bro, there was. I don't even want to speak on some of the stuff that was going on, but there was a lot of tension between other artists that were involved in the tournament behind the scenes. And, it's funny, bro, because I'm seeing Kaiser now being like, yo, Mason, you never tried to fix the problem between me and Pep or me and so-and-so. And it's like, bro, behind the scenes, I was doing a lot to try to fucking get everyone on the same page. Like, shit was brewing in the background, and I'm over here getting into arguments with so-and-so, trying to keep shit afloat, trying to get this tournament to happen, trying to just mend relationships, bro. I just didn't want to see people that I felt like I become friends with arguing. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing worse than being in between 2 friends that you feel like there's a solution that you clearly can't come to an understanding on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Things were going on behind the scenes. If you remember 2 bundles, there was a time. So essentially, the tournament got deaded a day of the event. I had my round ready. I literally just came back from getting my haircut, and I got a call from Kaiser saying the event's not happening, all this shit, right? Again, things are happening behind the scenes. If you remember, there was a time Pep, Goon, and Crims left K Shark TV. And I guess I don't remember exactly what was happening. There was some shit going on where Jeopardy stepped up and did a diss track and was defending K Shark. You remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
And there was another diss track between Crims, and people were feeling that the Golden Squad diss track had overstepped a few lines in battle rap with a few things that were being said. If you remember correctly,
yes,
right?
Yes, I definitely do. I remember. I believe I touched on it as well.
Fact. So that shit was going on, bro. I felt in a very odd place when that was happening, because here I am. And this is where the lies are coming in right now, right? So here I am trying to dead the beef, right? Pep isn't cool with Kaiser right now. I have felt like I learned so much from Pep at this point. I felt like I looked at him as like a mentor. I've always said that. And I also felt like here's Kaiser, I felt like, again, I made friends with early in this rap shit. One of the first people to kind of like embrace me and talk to me and all that shit. So it was like, who also never did anything I felt wrong to me. I never felt like at the time Kaiser did anything wrong to me. So I felt very awkward being in this position between them while they both arguing. Well, they both, going through whatever they going through. And I didn't really want to be a part of it, bro. Mm-hmm. But I was a part of it. And I was just even trying to dead it made me a part of it,
Okay.
So my point that I'm getting to here is that Kaiser says I left K Shark TV to go be with Golden Squad. When the truth of the matter is the exact opposite happened, bro. yo, me and Pep were not cool for like 6 to 8 months probably. Like we had no communication, everything, because when they tried to reschedule the tournament that didn't go down the first time, they tried rescheduling as a 16-man bracket again, and I said I was gonna do it, and I said I was gonna do it. I told Kaiser that, and then they would Golden Squad was saying, yo, you shouldn't do that tournament. It's not a good look for you. Kaiser's gonna treat you a certain type of way because of your involvement in this. And I said, no, he's not, bro. Kaiser's my friend. I'm doing the tournament. That's my guy. I told him I would. I'm not. You know what I mean? And that was it, bro. I was not cool with anyone on Golden Squad for 6 to 8 months. Like there was like no almost no communication, right? So I stepped forward and I said, yo, Kaiser, I'm doing the tournament, but now I ain't fucking with Golden Squad, right? But I'm gonna still apply everything that I learned while I was never officially golden at this point, but like I'm gonna still apply everything that I learned. So what I do, I did a diss track promoting the league, promoting the tournament. I was doing promo, all this shit, right? That shit fell on deaf ears. I thought the shit was fire, but the league ain't want to promote it. I don't know. I felt weird because I felt like now I was getting the cold shoulder from Kaiser. And I was like, bro, I just took your side in this shit against the guys that I felt like I wanted to run with, but just based off of loyalty, I'm going to stick with you. Now you shunning me. We got no communication. I'm doing promo for this tournament, and you ain't even want to share my shit. Whatever, bro. There's more to it, bro. So fast forward, a weird thing happened at this exact same time, right? Philly Hayes and next to Don. Shout out to Team Gloria. This got nothing to do with them, but they're just in the story. They came back to K-Shark TV.
Right.
But when they came back to K-Shark TV, mind you, they had beef with Kaiser. So they was just screaming, fuck K-Shark TV, you know? And it was what it was. Right. But as soon as they come back, I see Kaiser rolling out the red carpet for these guys, right? And I'm like, bro, we over here. I'm promoting this tournament. I'm like ready to do everything for this league. I'm ready to go to war for K-Shark TV. And now these guys are just screaming, fuck K-Shark TV. Rightfully so. They have beef, whatever. But now you rolling the red carpet out for them. They was on the podcast with Ralphie, right? They talking about, yo, you guys are back now. Who you want to battle? Who you trying to battle? The top sharks. This actually happened 2 or 3 different times, right? Where Kaiser's talking top shark. He ain't even mentioning my name. I'm like, bro, I'm over here more than all these other names that you mentioning. I'm going hard. I felt so hurt about that because it was like, bro, I felt like genuine love for Kaiser. I felt like I almost like not turned my back on Golden Squad, but I felt like I had built such a rapport and I was close with them, and now I kind of just cut them out to rock with you, and now you treating me all funny and shit like this.
You was being loyal with your battle rap day one. I get it.
And I felt like I got now mind you, Bundles, this was going on for a while. This wasn't just like an overnight thing. This was like over the course. So like, yo, all of a sudden, next thing I know, communication between me and Kaiser is just done. All of a sudden, the second round of the tournament, I was scheduled to battle Rambo. Like I said, I did this diss track. I dissed fucking Hundo Luck. I dissed Rambo. I dissed Steph. I dissed Philly and X, right? And it's like, my bad, I lost my train of thought, bro. But yeah, all of a sudden now, like all this bullshit's happening on. We're not cool. So Kaiser start hitting me, bro. At one point, he hits me and he's like, "Look, bro, I am so sorry if I put you in the middle of this. I put you, I didn't mean to do that. You've been nothing but real. You've been, So he's hitting me, and this happened multiple times, bro. He hit me apologizing. I can't even tell you how many times. And I always kind of just chalked it up to being like, bro, it's whatever. Like, it's like at this point, I felt like alone at one point because I was like, yo, I ain't rocking with Golden Squad. I'm not fucking with K-Shark. Cypher City's not doing much at the moment. So it was like, I felt like I was just in like this weird position, and Kaiser be hitting me, and he's like, and I'm just like, bro, it is what, like, I'm a forgiving person. So I was like, I'm not concerned about it. I'm not sweating it, but like, whatever. I'm gonna acknowledge it, and I'm not gonna forget it. But like, let's move forward, bro. Like, I still want to battle and was looking for opportunities like that. So we was booking it. I had a battle that was ducked. The opponent no-showed me. I was still gonna make it up. So we had looked to put it on a later card and all this shit, So we're trying to rebuild. We're trying to my bad, bro. I didn't know if I'm just rambling.
Nah, bro. Talk your talk, bro. Because like, this interview is for you. This is one-on-one with Bundles. You know what I'm saying? This interview is for you to get off whatever you feel you need to get off. I know when we had the conversation, you said you had things to say. The people are listening. I'm listening. Talk your talk, bro.
So, all right. So fast forward, bro. I'm at this point now where I'm like, all right. I didn't like that Kaiser did that, but again, we cool. He's, I feel like he's involved me in a lot, and so like let's just move forward. I was never caught up on anything. Now, what I did get caught up on, he was trying to put the tournament together for the third time. I was supposed to do that tournament up until I think the day or two that they announced it, right? For the K Shark belt, up until a day or two before. For a while, I had been the only person I think I ever asked to battle over there was Philly Hayes.
Okay.
Okay, that battle was something that we were taught. We were supposed to battle a cappella like a while ago, and then we were talking about battling on beat, and it was going to happen on this event. Didn't happen. Whatever. It was something that we had been talking about for a while. He had a falling out with Kaiser, then I had a falling out with Kaiser. So it just never ended up like happening. So when he asked me, yo, he's apologizing to me, and he's like, "What do you want to like make happen over here?" And I said, "Yo, I'm trying to battle Philly."
Right.
So he said, "Yo, I'm gonna make that happen. I promise you, I'm gonna make you versus Philly happen." And then he's telling me, bro, like, yo, I'm gonna get you Philly, and then I'm gonna get you someone bigger than Philly right after that, bro. And it's like, that's why I'm cracking up at him making a post yesterday being like, Mason, if he never left, I would have got him Tay-Rock. I was like, bro, I'm about to finish the story bundles, but like I couldn't even battle Philly Hayes on your league. You gonna book me with Tay-Rock? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's my perspective about it. Like, you can't even pull an artist that's technically on your roster and book me with him. So how you gonna book me with a big name like that?
Now
You
to
gonna
play
me pay for
devil's
it?
advocate real quick, I don't want you to lose your train of
Go
thought.
for it. Nah, do
Was
it.
was it a situation where he was dragging his feet with the Philly Hayes battle, or was Philly Hayes dragging his
No,
feet?
he was, and I'll explain. I'll
Okay.
explain more. Right. So this was like for months, bro. Me versus Philly was supposed to happen. He's talking this shit. I threw shots at him or whatever. Right. So this is the point I'm getting at now. I'm at the point now where Kaiser's trying to get me to do the tournament again, and I was down for the tournament. And he's
It's
like,
the third
I'm like,
time.
yo, so for the third time, I'm trying to battle Philly. I've been trying to battle Philly. Philly want to battle me, right? So I'm like, why isn't this happening? Is it money? Is there something going on? So he tells me, "You look, bro, I'm gonna put up the money and I'm gonna book you versus Philly Hayes in I think it was April, right?" And that's what he had been telling me. And he tells me like 2 days before the tournament is announced, he goes, "Yo, Mason, I want to let you know that Philly Hayes is looking to do the tournament. So if you're gonna be in the tournament also, I don't want to book you versus him in April when you guys could potentially be a battle that's gonna happen in the tournament."
Okay.
Understandable?
Okay.
You following me?
Yeah, I'm following.
I said, okay, I understand that. I wouldn't really want to battle him twice if that was the case anyway. 2 days later, I get a text from Kaiser saying, Philly's not doing the tournament. I hope you still want to do it. And I said, of course I want to do the tournament. What is Philly? Philly being in the tournament never had anything to do with me being in the tournament. Whether he was going to be in the tournament or not, I was going to, you know what I mean? But now his word, his promise, his everything, after everything we've been through, this guy's been doing all this bullshit. His word and promise was, yo, I promise you, if Philly's not doing the tournament, I'm gonna book you versus him in April. And he was just waiting for the confirmation. Like the flyer should have been made and all this shit, right? So he sent me that text saying, "Hey man, Philly's not doing tournament. I hope you're still down." And I said, "Of course I'm down, bro. Count me in." I go on Instagram and I open the K Shark group chat and I see the event for April where he's supposed to be booking me versus Philly. He puts up a flyer and it's Philly Hayes versus East Coast. So I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like, I've already feel like I'm
that
like,
was for the Cypher City versus K Shark card.
no. Philly Hayes versus East Coast?
Yeah, what card was that?
That
on?
was just a K Shark card. That was
Oh,
just
it's just a
K
K-Shark
Shark.
card.
That was
Okay.
just they do their monthly event or anything.
Okay.
So I'm like, bro, after everything, you just straight up lied to me. I'm sitting here thinking like, and the fucked up part was, yo, Vigilante had just came back to battle rap at the time. He didn't even have a battle back yet, right? And I got hit up by Jeopardy. And he was hitting me up like, "Hey, I'm looking to book people for the Tate Shark event. Like, I'm looking to get my guys who's bar bullies at the time, meaning East Coast Vigilante, him, Kush, whatever. He's like, I'm looking to book my squad or whatever at this next K Shark event. This was before all this shit happened, by the way. So I'm looking at it as, oh, Jep's involved in the booking. I'm kind of involved or whatever, talking with Kaiser about the booking. So I told Jep, Jep hit me and said, "Hey, I'm looking for you to battle Vigilante. Like, is that something you would be interested in?" And I told Jep at the time, I said, "Look, like," and at the time I felt like this was before I battled Young L, before I battled Dynamite, before I had like bigger names or whatnot. So I was like, "Look, man, I would battle Vig, but right now I'm kind of just looking to get like a bit of a bigger name. Like I want to see Vig come back, have a battle, and then we could get to that. You know what I mean? So never know. But I had told Jet because I felt like we was both involved. I said, look, I'm booked with Philly Hayes for this April card that you looking. Like I was already telling him I was booked, right? Now he turned around and I'm like, yo, now East Coast is booked with him. Jeff was probably laughing at me behind the scenes. Plus, yo, now I missed out. If Kaiser had told me, yo, I already booked Philly, I would have potentially looked to take that Vig battle to stay active, to do, you know what I mean? To do whatever, just to make business happen. But now you just ruined that opportunity for me. You announced the whole card, didn't even include me on the card, let alone what you had promised me. That was this ongoing thing of, I promise you I'm going to do this. I'm going to do, yo, 3-4 different times this battle was supposed to happen by his word, and it never fucking happened. And amongst everything else, I was like, that was really the final straw for me over there as a shark. I said, I'm not doing this anymore, bro. And you know, and the way the world fucking works, I swear to God, it's like I don't even know, divine intervention or some shit, bro. Like it just so happened around this same time that like Pep had hit me up and said, and he didn't even hit me up and was trying to talk. He just said, "Yo, Chosen's been asking about you for this card." And now I started talking to Chosen, which brought me to Verbal, a sniper card, which was really where me and Pep started talking again, became cool again. You know what I mean? And I had
So Pep
explained my
made
situation.
Pep made that connection technically with you and Verbal.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But yeah, bro. So that was my gripe. So it's like I just wanted nothing to do with Kaiser at that point. I feel like, bro, this guy's lied to me. He screwed me over. And I looked at it and I look at the relationship that I have with Golden Squad now and Pep and everything. And I was like, yo, I picked Kaiser's side over Golden Squad and Pep and all them. And all he did was shun me and kind of treat me like shit. And I was like, and I know that if I had went with Golden Squad at the time, I would never have gotten treated like that. But I'm a man of morals and principles, so I felt like I couldn't have, you know. But looking back, I know they would
Respect.
never have treated me the way that Kaiser had treated me when I picked his side. Now I didn't know if he thought I was inside job doing something crazy or reporting back to Pep and them what was going on, but that was never the case. And
See,
he didn't even really ever.
it was a lot of that going on. So I could understand why he would probably think that.
But
You
bro,
know what
he
I'm
never
saying?
even spoke to me to have a conversation. He never even knew that.
Oh, I hope did we lose Mason? I hope we ain't lose him. I hope we ain't lose him, yeah. I don't know. I hope we ain't lose him. Salute to everybody on the check-in right now that's watching this interview. Oh, there you
You
go.
hear me?
He's back. He's back. My fault.
What? Yeah, my bad. My shit just dropped out for a second. But yeah, so bro, look, like, and then it's like, bro, you know me, like I seen Kaiser at events, and it was like, it is what it is. He done apologized to me 100 times, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, it is what it is. Like, and to be honest, there was no bad blood. Pep had battled over there a few times after all this shit happened. I came out supported. I wasn't looking to get booked over there. I was willing to work over there again if the business was correct. There was a potential battle I was possibly gonna have on that platform, and I was trying to push for it to be the first 3-round battle over there. Again, it just was going to be business, though, and I knew that going into it, and it never made sense and never happened. So it is what it is. Now, that's pretty much the gist of my story, bro. It's just, now I'm looking at it as, all right, Pep and Kaiser have been going back and forth and all this shit, and now I'm getting dragged into it. And now all of a sudden, false narratives like Mason left K Shark for a Golden Squad, when, like I had just explained, was literally pretty much the exact opposite of that. I don't know what I got to do with whatever he got going on with Pep and all this shit, bro. But he's dragging me into it. He's talking about me, bringing my name, which I feel like is affecting. I don't want, I don't want my loyalty to be questioned for potential business to happen in the future. You know what I mean? So that's why I took offense to this shit. I took offense to it too because I explained my relationship with Kaiser. I was so grateful for like someone to embrace me. Like he was really one of the first people I felt like embraced me like that and fucked with me. So it's like, yeah, that shit hurt, bro. Now you bringing my shit up, you dragging my name through the mud, you involving me and shit that got. And it's like, so I hit him directly, bro, and was like, yo, what are we doing? Like, are we rapping? Like, because if we're not rapping, bro, what is this leading to? You don't want to rap. You ain't trying to put up money. He told me directly he's not trying to put up money. So I said, I'm not responding publicly to you. I'll do this interview and then that's it. But we're not rapping, bro. You bundles, you know me. I'm the first one to always step up and be, oh, we doing a back and forth for 24 hours. Like, sign me up. Like, I got shit to talk about too. So the material is there, but that's
Right.
not what this is. There's no money. There's no battles. There's no nothing. He's feeding off of our name. He knows Golden Squad is popping. So he's like he sees Pep popping, he sees Vidge popping, he sees me popping. All he could say is, "Oh, those guys were sharks. Oh, those guys are from over here." He's acting like anything that he did over there built any of us up. When it was like, bro, it was all Pep. After Pep left, bro, that league was fucking dead in the water, bro. There was nothing happening. The group chat died. There was no work. There was no, yo, what are we doing? Let's throw this event. Everyone was on their own again. And it was like, that wasn't what I liked. That wasn't what I was building towards. So yeah,
The
bro. I don't.
as I don't want to speak for K Shark, but I have seen some of the stories, and he looked like he's speaking from a space of feeling betrayed, and like you said, you broke down the whole situation here, and 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 things like that. On his end, he's probably feeling like everybody that was with him is either leaving or now against him, and it might be a situation where he's just talking his talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But bro,
I
you need to self-reflect at some point and be like, how many artists over here have left and for what reason? And it's literally usually about the same story with every artist that left over there. Usually, it's something around the same. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like I ain't seen anybody else in on-beat battle rap that has had that many. Maybe not, but bro, it's like it's always the same thing with him. And at what point are you gonna reflect and be like, yo, maybe I'm the problem? Like when, like maybe that's an option. You know what I mean? But and he has to know that he's been a problem because like I said, and this is the crazy shit bundle. So he's apologized to me like 100 times, right? Now he's apologizing to me the other day on his Instagram story or whatever, and he's saying, "Oh Mason, I'm sorry if I ever did anything to you. I'm sorry if I ever did anything to you." And then he's in my DM being like, "Mason, I'm sorry. What happened? What'd you do?" And so yo, he's dead ass playing the I don't remember card. That's what he's been. Yo, I really don't remember what was going on at this time, bro. I was at a low point in my life during that time. So if I did anything to you, so look, bro, I'm a very empathetic person. Like if he was in a low place and all that, I'm glad he got out of that. But that don't make like that's what manipulative people say. That's what abusers say. That's what like you can't just be like, I don't remember what I did, so I'm sorry. And it's like, bro, it's an empty I'm sorry. Growing up, my mom always told me that there's a difference between saying sorry and being sorry. And if you are really sorry, you won't do the same shit again. And I'm watching the same shit happen over and over again. So don't tell me you're sorry. You're not sorry.
is it any at any point? Because right now, all this back and forth talk, yes, it's entertaining. Yes, it got the people watching and things like that. Is there ever a situation where y'all can reconcile or potentially do business together again, or is this just what it is at this point?
I don't, bro. That's why I'm doing an interview and not rapping. There's no business to happen. I mean, what could happen? There's no potential battles to happen. He doesn't want. And let's be real, bro. Like I look at So Crooked as like it's like yo, they're a worthy opponent. I feel like personally, I don't know if everyone on Golden Squad feels like that, but I'm like, yeah, like that's like we can make a good card if we make that happen.
Hmm.
That is not the case if you put us up against K Shark. That is not the case if you put So Crooked up against K Shark. It's not gonna make. It's not. Nobody wants to see. And I fuck with a few artists over there, but like, come on, bro. It wouldn't even be a battle. No one. There's no excitement behind that,
Talk
and
your
that's
shit. Now
if
we
it
talking
happened.
battles.
That's
Talk your
if it
shit.
happened, and it's not going to. Is there reconciliation? I don't want to say never, bro, but like, what is there to be? Like, I don't. We don't need anything that K Shark has. There's nothing over there. that golden squad that we can't do on our own. So I don't see a reason for that to ever happen. Personally, I can't speak for anyone else.
Hey, man, I hear what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we know Kaiser's probably gonna see this later on if he's not
Of
already
course he
watching
is.
and things like that. I know for me, as far as the on-beat battle rap culture is concerned, me having my own little issues within the culture and things like that, I feel like we stronger together than apart, but I also understand that sometimes there's certain things that people can't come back from. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So at the end of the day, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. I appreciate what you contribute to the culture. You've been out here really doing your thing and making things happen, and I understand your part and your piece in this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? I hear everybody out. I want to
Works.
make that very clear. This is an equal forum platform, one-on-one with bundles, where everybody get to basically speak their truth. I'm not taking anybody's side, but I do understand and process what you have displayed here and said here and things like that. And who knows? Maybe he might watch this and it might be some type of connection, maybe not. But at the end of the day,
That's why I kept saying to him, bro. You'll remember. You'll remember eventually because I knew he's gonna be tuned into this. And it's like, yo, another thing too, bro. Just before we ended this shit, he got nothing, bro. Kaiser, I'm calling your bluff. He got nothing. He's trying to make shit up now. You see him promoting my castle battle. That's probably my worst on beat showing. No problem saying it. It's the only time I really ever really fucked up in a battle. That yo, he promoting that battle more now than he ever promoted that before, more than he ever promoted any of my battles. And to be honest, he promoted me in the last week more than he ever promoted me while I was over there. I told you he put me in the back seat every single time, bro. He got nothing. He's trying to say Pep wrote for me now. He's trying to say that I got coach. Of course I got coached, bro. I've been very open about what I learned from when I became Golden Squad, and but like, you can't say anybody ever wrote for me, bro. Like, my pen has been dangerous. That's never been a
talk your
question.
shit. Talk your shit.
He's making shit up now, and he got a guilty conscience because the first thing he said was he started making posts about payments. He was like, Mason left because he wanted money. He starts talking about I can't pay everyone if they don't pull X amount of people through the door, and it's like, I know he got a guilty conscience, bro, because I don't want to even have to run through my accolades of what I did over there, bro. But like, all right, let me ask you, Bundles. You a league owner. You dealt with artists. I want to, and everything. So hear me out. You book an artist 12 times. 12 times you booked an artist, right?
Hmm.
And whatever happened, no shows. They battled 7 times. Okay, they've been on your platform 7 times. 2 were battle of the night. 2 were body of the night. One of them, that artist traveled all the way to fucking DC and paid their own way. They showed up for ciphers. They did back and forth diss tracks promoting the league. They showed up to events. Maybe he didn't pull 10 people through the door every time, but he pulled 2 or 3 people every time. Every time he came through, got you artists for your showcase. They brought 3, 4 people through, right? If that was the case, and then you heard that they wanted to get paid if they were going to come back to your league, wouldn't you hear them out and want to just know what their price was?
Yeah, I would.
You would just be like, well, what are they? Are they asking for something crazy? Is it something reasonable? Is it pocket? Wouldn't you want to hear them out?
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. I personally
Kaiser,
feel like I understand. See, look, I understand both sides of the coin. I understand the
mhm.
artist side, and I
Yo, I get
understand the
it.
business side.
I get it 100%. I get that 100%. But you wouldn't want to hear out this artist on what they were asking for.
Nah,
But
that's a
that's why
fact.
Kaiser's like, yo, Mason was asking for money. I never asked, bro, 12 bookings. I never asked him for a dime. I didn't know the business. It wasn't until I got down with Golden Squad I learned the business. I learned how you bring value to an event, how you do, you know what I mean? So it's like, bro, I never asked you for a dime. How you gonna say this is about money? And how you gonna say that after Philly Hayes brought the idea of bringing that battle back to you before it happened on Cypher City? He said, "Oh, I'm not making it happen because they want to get paid." You didn't even want to hear it out, bro. You didn't feel like you might have just should have, like, so whatever, bro. I never asked for nothing. I just think it's crazy that you bringing that up now, talking like that when we never even had a discussion about it. How'd you even know I wanted money, bro? You heard through someone else. That's crazy to me.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, yeah, most definitely. Like for me, it's like I've always had the notion that the artist, and this is just for me. I don't want to shun any league owners. I felt like an artist that is showcasing their talent should receive something if the league is making any type of money. I don't care if
Sure.
it's $10. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The artist should receive something, and it's not even so much of earn. It's more so of like gratitude because you
Sure.
didn't have to show up to this person's platform and you didn't have to do these things for different people. And that's just my rhetoric. I'm not
No,
trying
I
to
get it.
I'm not trying to shun anybody or throw shade or anything like that. That's just how I perceive things. Like when I do events and things like that, I want to show the artists that I appreciate them. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So
And I know that, I know you for that, Bundles, and you know, and it's like, to me, it's just crazy to not even talk about it and then bring it up like that was the issue the whole time. That's just my thing. And I get it. I understand. Bro, before I battle rapped, like I threw events. I understand the frustration of booking artists, of getting people through the door, of trying to get everyone to pay and not have everyone asking for a plus whatever 20. Like it's difficult. It's frustrating. I see it with the
yeah,
leagues.
because
It's
sometimes
frustrating.
artists be wilding.
But at the same time, at the very same time, I'm very much like, yo, like without each other, we're nothing. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have the fire battle happen at your event, what are you asking people to pay for? So it's like that's what business is. It's like I got something that you need, you got something I need. Let's come together and make it happen. So I understand both sides of it. I feel like look, from just my experience with those situations, yeah, I'm like when it comes to now, if like I'm gonna look for my full payment when I get booked somewhere because bro, I have bad experiences with this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna look for full payment. Like, yeah, I'm asking for it. And I don't think my prices are outlandish crazy. I think I'm very reasonable and I'm always willing to work with the league or budget. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro. That's really all I gotta say about him. I don't know what else, that's it.
Well,
That's
listen, man.
crazy, bro. I think, to kids, man, I think drugs are bad. And if you know anyone going through something, bro, they got hotlines and shit for that. So I don't know. I think that is crazy because I think that this is very out of character for Kaiser. I don't know if he's going through something. I hope not. He says he's good now, but it's just, it look a little funny, bro.
Yo, man. Like I said, hopefully all parties involved can get past this. I appreciate you, Mason, for pulling up and speaking your truth.
Nah, I
I
appreciate you having
appreciate
me.
you for viewing this as a safe space to really talk what you need to talk. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. It don't need to be safe, bro. It's we're with all the smoke, but it's like it don't need to be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You know. I'm trying to get into my politically correct
Nah, I
media
get it. You
bag. You know
media,
what I
and
mean?
I fuck with it. I know you media. And another time we could have had a different conversation, Bundles. Right now, I know what it is, so we can keep it like that. You know.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Listen. There was for those that don't know, there was a moment in time, and this is what I respect about Mason a lot too, because a lot of artists don't do this. I was going back and forth with certain individuals, and I myself threw a little shot at Mason. Not so much a shot, but I used him as a reference. And I was at an event, and Mason seen me. He said, "Yo, Bundles, I need to holler at you."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "All right, bet. Let's chop it up." We went outside. We spoke as men, and I'm not going front. After the conversation, I was like, I can't even think on one hand how many artists would have handled it the way Mason handled it. Like he spoke to me like a grown man. Like, yo, Bundles, yo, I fuck with you, but I ain't appreciate this, that, and the third. And I respected it because I understood where he was coming from. And I also respected the fact that he wanted to talk to me man to man. So I just want to make that clear. Like I've always respected you, Mason.
And bro, it's just, for me, it's like, and I get it. Like I'm the white guy. Like I grew up in the suburbs and all that shit, bro. But it's like, for me, the most, maybe you got a different definition, bro, but for me, the most like gangster shit is to just be a man and stand on like what you mean, what you feel. I'm not gonna speak differently behind the camera than I would in
Absolutely.
person. And to be honest, you weren't the only person that I've had conversations like that with in this battle rap shit where we had a disagreement. And I'm always like, bro, I'm not gonna go live. I'm not gonna make a show of this unless it's gonna lead to a battle or something like that. Unless like that's what we're doing. But it was like that wasn't the case. So it was like I've never had a problem doing that, having a conversation. We're men, bro. So it's like, and the funny thing is, everything that I have said today about how I felt about how he handled things, I said to him. I said directly to his face. So I never. He was saying something the other day. He's like, "You gonna look bad letting all this information out now? It's gonna look like you were holding it in." I was like, "I ain't holding it in, bro, because I told you this." And now he's playing, and he was playing this. I don't remember shit. I don't remember what I did. So it's like, It's just funny, bro. That's all it is. And it's just, yo, you just gotta be a man, bro. Just remember your shit, stand on your shit. Pep even told you the other day, Kaiser's issue with Goon was he didn't want to apologize. I don't know if you remember Pep was bringing that up the other day.
Yeah, I definitely
Bro,
remember that.
it ain't hard to be a man and just eat that shit and just pause. I don't know if I don't play that shit, but like that's all you got to do, bro. He's dishonorable. Like that's all. That's what he is. So, man, that's it. That's all it is.
Like I said, yo, man, appreciate you for pulling up. Make sure y'all follow Mason the 13th on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, everything you could think of, Mason the 13th. Make sure y'all
Yes,
tap
sir.
in with his battles too. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Show
sir.
him some love and things like that. You got any battles coming up in the near future that you want to shout out before we get up out of here?
They just announced me and Trapman Kane on that next Bar Bullies card, May 9th, I think is the date. And then you got Mason versus Pep for the Grid City Championship belt. That's gonna be something you don't want to miss.
You already, man.
On beat championship belt, Grid City. That's what's up.
Yo, Mason, I salute you, man. I appreciate you. Everybody in the comments, thank you for showing up, supporting, commenting. You already know it's your man Bundles, one-on-one with Bundles.
Yes, sir.
Hashtag on Beat Media, So Cricket TV. We out of here, man. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.